For years, she had been my anchor in the chaos, the one person I trusted with the most vulnerable parts of myself. She was my partner, my confidant, the woman I had once looked at and thought, this is it. We weren't just living together, we were building something. A life, a future. Every shared laugh, every whispered dream at midnight, every tear wiped away during the hard days. It all wove into a tapestry of love and belief in us. I genuinely thought nothing could shake the foundation we had laid. But all of that crumbled in an instant. It happened on a seemingly ordinary evening. I came home earlier than usual. No special reason, just a quiet, nagging instinct pulling at me, twisting in my gut like a warning I couldn't quite place. As I stepped inside, the silence of the house greeted me, eerily still, almost expectant. I wasn't looking for anything. I wasn't suspicious. Least not yet. Her phone was buzzing on the kitchen counter. That wasn't unusual, people get notifications all the time. But something about the way it vibrated again and again drew my attention. She had been distant lately. Not in a dramatic fight every night kind of way, but in small, cutting ways. She no longer smiled with her eyes. Our conversations were shorter, colder. I had chalked it up to stress, a rough patch. We all go through them. I told myself not to overthink it. But I was wrong. Driven by an instinct I couldn't explain, I picked up her phone. And there it was. A stream of messages from a man I didn't recognize. Words that didn't leave room for confusion. Asterisk. Can't wait to see you again tomorrow /. Last night was incredible. I wish you could just stay the night next time. Asterisk. My blood ran cold. Every line was a nail in the coffin of what I thought was our shared truth. This wasn't just a mistake. It was a betrayal that had been festering in silence, right beneath my nose for months. When I confronted her, my hands were shaking, not from rage, but from disbelief. Her face drained of color, but she didn't cry. She didn't fall to her knees or try to deny it. She didn't even look ashamed. She just stared at me with this unreadable calmness and said words that knocked the air from my lungs. I'm not yours. I never was. Those 7 words echoed in my skull like a gunshot. Years of shared moments, of vulnerability, of trust, all dismissed with a single, casual admission. How could she say that? How could someone who'd held my hand through life's storms turn around and act like none of it had ever mattered? She didn't stop there. When I pushed for answers, desperate to understand, she shrugged and said something even worse. You don't get it. I never wanted to be tied down. I need more than you can offer. Each word was a blade, slicing through every illusion I had about our relationship. She wasn't just unfaithful, she was unapologetic. It wasn't a mistake she regretted. It was a decision she embraced. That's when something inside me snapped. I had given her everything. My heart, my loyalty, my belief in something lasting. And she had discarded it like it meant nothing. But I wasn't going to fall apart in front of her. Not now. Not after everything. I took a breath, forced the storm raging in my chest into silence, and looked her in the eye. You're right, I said, my voice cold but steady. You don't belong to me. And I'm not going to beg someone to stay when they've already left in every way that matters. I saw her flinch. Just a flicker. She hadn't expected that. She was prepared for yelling, for heartbreak, maybe even a desperate plea. But not this. Not the man standing in front of her, spine straight, voice unwavering, already letting go. I walked to the door and opened it. If I don't own your heart, then you don't own anything I've built. Pack your things. We're done. She froze. Her confidence cracked, her lips parted like she wanted to protest, but the words wouldn't come. I think in that moment, she realized the finality of what she'd done. She thought she had the upper hand, that I'd be too broken to let go. But instead, I handed her the very freedom she thought she wanted. I can't believe you're doing this, she stammered, her voice finally cracking. Believe it, I said, holding the door open. This is the end. She stared at me, searching my face, perhaps hoping to find the man who would still fight for her. But he was gone. Her betrayal had buried him. Without another word, she turned and walked out. No tears. No apology. Just silence. And I stood there long after she was gone, the weight of the empty house pressing down on me. My heart ached, not just from the betrayal, but from the sudden vacuum where love used to live. And yet, beneath the pain, I felt something else stirring. Relief. In the weeks that followed, I moved through life in a daze. Work. Sleep. Repeat. I forced myself to keep going, to rebuild some semblance of normalcy. But at night, I'd catch myself staring into the darkness, wondering, did she regret it? Did she miss what we had? Did it even matter? Then, one night at a diner, as I nursed a drink and stared blankly at my reflection in the window, my phone buzzed. Message. From her. Please. Messed up. I was lost. Can we talk? For a moment I just stared at it. The audacity. The same woman who walked away without looking back, now begging for another chance. She had underestimated me. She thought I'd be waiting, broken, still clinging to hope. But I wasn't. I took a deep breath, smiled faintly to myself, and typed out the only response that truly fit the moment. No. It's over. I hit send, set the phone down, and leaned back in my seat. And for the first time in weeks, maybe even years, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Free. She had tried to break me. But I wasn't broken. I was stronger than she ever realized. And now, she would never have the power to hurt me again.